The gold-embossed invitation lay on Emma Thompson's small kitchen table like a ghost from a past she had tried so hard to outgrow. Westfield High 10-year reunion, it read in elegant script. Join us at the Hayes estate for an unforgettable night of memories. Emma's fingers trembled as she traced the words. 10 years. 10 years since she had been the girl everyone called the class loser. In high school, Emma had been invisible until it was time to mock her. She wore second-hand clothes that never quite fit, thick glasses that slid down her nose, and carried the quiet weight of a mother fighting a long illness. Madison Hayes, cheer captain, prom queen, and self-appointed queen of Westfield, made sure no one forgot Emma's place. Look at the loser tripping again. Madison would laugh in the crowded hallway while her friends, including Tyler Brooks, the star quarterback, snapped photos and howled. One lunch period, Tyler accidentally spilled milk on Emma's only good skirt. The whole cafeteria joined the laughter. Emma fled to the bathroom, locked herself in a stall, and cried until her chest hurt. Yet every night, after working at the diner to help pay her mother's medical bills, Emma would sit under the stars and whisper the same promise. One day I will fly far above all of this. Her mother, weak but smiling, would squeeze her hand. Your heart is your wings, sweetheart. Never let them clip them. Now at 28, Emma lived a different life, though her apartment was still modest and her days still long. She stared at the invitation for a long moment, then smiled through fresh tears. Maybe it's time, she whispered. She picked up her phone and made one quiet call. Across town at the Hayes estate, the reunion planning committee was buzzing with cruel excitement. Madison, still radiant and commanding, raised her glass. We invited Emma Thompson, the class loser. Can you imagine her showing up in some rusty old car? Phones ready, everyone. This is going to be the funniest night of the decade. Tyler and the others cheered, reminiscing about old pranks, completely unaware that the sunset sky outside, the grand windows, was already beginning to hum with a distant, unfamiliar sound. The lawn of the Hayes estate glowed golden under the setting sun. String lights twinkled along the perfectly manicured grass, and the grand mansion behind them shone with warm windows. Former classmates stood in elegant suits and shimmering dresses, phones in hand, eyes fixed on the long driveway. They were ready for the show. Any minute now, Madison whispered, smirking. The loser will probably walk up looking exactly the same, awkward, nervous, out of place. Tyler chuckled beside her. $10, she still stutters. Then the sound came, a low rhythmic whoosh that grew into a powerful thump, thump, thump. Heads turned. A sleek black helicopter descended gracefully from the orange sky, its red taillights blinking like steady heartbeats. The blades whipped the grass into waves as it touched down perfectly on the lawn. The door slid open. Out stepped Emma Thompson. She wore a flowing white gown that caught the sunset light. The fabric elegant and confident, a soft slit revealing one leg as she walked. Her long blonde hair moved gently in the rotor wind. No glasses. No hesitation. She carried herself with quiet grace, a small clutch in her hand, her eyes calm and kind. The group stood frozen, phones still raised but now recording something they had never expected. Emma walked straight toward them, the helicopter's blade slowly winding down behind her. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Is that Emma? No way. Madison's perfect smile faltered. Tyler's mouth hung open. When Emma reached the edge of the group, she stopped, looked at every stunned face, and smiled. The same gentle smile they had once laughed at. Hi everyone, she said softly. Thank you for inviting me. Madison recovered first, forcing a laugh. Emma? Wow, you came by helicopter? Emma nodded, voice steady and warm. I did. It felt like the right way to arrive after everything. She took a slow breath, glancing back at the black helicopter. 10 years is a long time. A lot has changed. The crowd waited, hearts beating faster than the slowing rotor blades, sensing that the night they had planned for mockery had just become something far bigger. Emma stood in the center of the stunned circle, the warm evening breeze carrying the faint scent of fresh cut grass and distant roses. She looked at Madison, then Tyler, then every face that had once made her feel small. Instead of anger, her eyes held only quiet light. After graduation, she began, voice clear and sincere. My mom's illness got worse. I worked 3 jobs, slept 4 hours a night, and still managed night school. I was scared every single day. But one stormy evening, an air ambulance helicopter landed near our town to rush a little boy to the city hospital. I watched it lift off and something inside me clicked. I wanted to be the person who could give hope like that. She paused, letting the words settle. I became a pilot. Then I started Wings of Hope, a small nonprofit air ambulance service for rural families who can't reach big hospitals in time. We've saved over 200 lives so far. Gasps rippled through the group. Madison's face paled. Tyler looked down at his shoes. Emma continued gently. What you don't know is that 3 years ago someone in this class needed us. Tyler, your mom's emergency flight to the specialist center? The one the insurance wouldn't cover? It was Wings of Hope. I made sure it was anonymous because I didn't want thanks. I just wanted her to live. Tyler's eyes filled with sudden tears. That was you? His voice cracked. Emma nodded, her own eyes glistening. I never forgot the pain you caused me. But I also never forgot the promise I made to my mom. To use my wings to lift others, not to hurt them back. The sunset painted the mansion and lawn in soft pinks and golds. The helicopter now silent behind her like a quiet witness. Phones were forgotten. Some classmates wiped their eyes. The girl they had planned to mock had just revealed. She had quietly carried their families when they needed it most. A heavy, beautiful silence wrapped around the lawn. Tyler stepped forward, voice thick with emotion. Emma, I'm so sorry. We were cruel. I was cruel. I don't deserve your kindness. Madison's perfect composure finally broke. Tears streamed down her face as she reached for Emma's hands. I bullied you because I was scared of being anything less than perfect. You were braver than I could ever imagine. I'm so ashamed. Emma pulled Madison into a gentle hug, then opened her arms to the whole group. One by one they came, some crying, some whispering apologies that had waited 10 long years. The sunset wrapped them all in warm light, the grand mansion glowing behind like a silent guardian. When the hugs finally eased, Emma smiled through happy tears. I didn't come here to show off. I came because your invitation reminded me how far a hurting heart can fly when someone believes in it. Tonight I'm announcing something special. Wings of Hope is funding 10 full scholarships every year for kids who feel like the loser I once did. And every scholarship will carry a simple rule. Pay the kindness forward. Cheers and fresh tears rose into the evening sky. Phones that had been ready to record cruelty were now recording something far more powerful: forgiveness, growth, and hope. As the stars began to appear, Emma looked around at every face and said softly, It's never about arriving in a helicopter. It's about lifting others as you rise. No matter how low life knocks you down, choose kindness. It always finds a way to lift you higher than you ever dreamed. The group stood together on the golden lawn, no longer divided by past labels, but united by one simple, life-changing truth. Humanity shines brightest when we choose to be kind.